Former Femina Miss India Nagaland 2018, Ruopfuzhano Whiso will be representing Nagaland at Miss Universe India. This was announced by the Beauty and Aesthetic Society of Nagaland President Melekhoto Pucho at the press conference held today, July 2 at Nethu Resort Chumukedima. Briefing about the event to media, Pucho informed that out of 19 contestants who auditioned to represent the state, Whiso has been declared as the winner. Let's have a look.
As you all know, Miss Universe Nagaland audition is happening today, and this is the first time we are organizing and hosting the Miss Universe pageant here in Nagaland. From this year onwards, we are going to select a candidate to represent our state directly. So whoever gets selected today will represent our state in the Miss Universe India pageant to be held in the month of September. Altogether, around 19 contestants came forward today. All very good contestants, and it was a very, very tough competition. Our judges, jury members will also say more on that. So we have, Amjad Khan, who is the Director, Operations and Marketing for Miss Universe India. He has come to be with us, and we also have Ashmiti Chakraborty, who is also the Miss Tourism India 2023. So we're very privileged to have them. I'll request both of them to please say a few things. Amjad, if you can say a few things about the Miss Universe state pageant that is happening, and also the national pageant, which will be held very soon. And also Ashmiti can also say a few things, about your visit here. She's coming here for the first time.
Yeah. Thank you. As you know, earlier this year, the Glamanan Group, which is the owner of Miss Universe India pageant, we came up with this idea to have 28 different audition in 28 different cities, also with 2 different audition at Union Territories. So this will allow the contestants from each state to audition themselves in their respective state. Earlier, what was the case, the girls had to go to the nearest city and give their audition. So it was not feasible for everyone, and not they would be able to afford those travel and expenses. So that's why we came up with this idea that let us go and audition everywhere and give them a state title, so that even in their own respective state, they can be their brand ambassador, and they can be the one who can promote pageantry locally. So this competition is happening in each, as I said, in each and every state of India, and from each state we are selecting one contestant who will be coming and participating at the national pageant. So the girl who wins the national pageant will be crowned as Miss Universe India, and she will be representing India at Miss Universe competition, which will be held in November later this year in Mexico. It was an open audition, so anyone can come and participate, irrespective of from which part of Nagaland they are.
Basically, as Sir has already mentioned, the reason for doing this is because, India is a huge country. It has so much diversity that if we pick girls from only one particular area, it won't justify the beauty that the country has. And I think after making this so inclusive that we go to each state and pick their true representative, this is just fostering more inclusive environment for pageantry in its own. So I think that's why it's a very great initiative. So we had 4 rounds of audition today. We first had a normal walk, a common walk. Then we had an introduction round. After that, we had a change in the outfit and a Q&A round. And once we picked our top 10, we had their Q&A, and then we picked top 5 from them. And we had their personal interview round as well, which would make us understand them better, a little up more, closer. And we would understand how their thought works and how much passion do they have to represent Nagaland at Miss Universe India. Because at the end of the day, the best person to represent Nagaland would be the perfect candidate. And as Sir already mentioned, we had a very tough time, I think, today, because all the contestants were very well prepared, and we really had a good, tough time figuring out who would be the best candidate. And I think we are closer to our results, so looking forward to it.
We have not yet decided the dates, but most probably we will be starting the pageant. It will be a 3-week long pageant. We will be starting at I think the 3rd week of August, and we need to finish it up before 10th of September. Because we want to give 2 months of time for our contestant who will be crowned as the national title holder for preparations, because the international finale is in November. So that 2 months will be required for them to prepare themselves.
First of all, Northeast in itself has a lot of beauty. We all were, well aware of it, and I was already prepared to see a lot of beauty here. But I wasn't ready for such a tough competition, because everybody, beauty is just a matter of, the eyes of the beholder. But over here, what I saw was everyone is so well spoken. Their diction is so good, so eloquent. They're just perfect in every particular sense. And, one of the major criteria by which we can, distinguish between contestants is walk fairly. Everybody does well. If you participate in a pageant, that's something which can be worked upon. But speaking is something which has to come from your inside. You cannot train somebody within a short span to speak well. And over here, the girls are so well prepared. They know how to speak from their hearts, and they're very, very well trained and groomed. And I think that's something which I wasn't expecting, but I'm really, amazed by the beauty that I saw here. And I wish all of them all the luck. Like, today's result does not decide what the future holds for them. And they have a really bright future. And Nagaland has a very bright future in pageantry. For me, I think Miss Universe is something which requires both equally, because as we already know, it's one of the biggest pageants of the world. And it has to have a person who has to have that kind of intellect to understand situations, because after you become the global ambassador of your country and you become the Miss Universe, it's not just about, spreading awareness in the field of beauty, but it's about taking up your causes, your advocacies, and having a very strong opinion on each of these things. When you're questioned by the media about, issues like war or politics or any of these, you need to have an opinion. And that is not somebody who can do without a good intellect. So apart from being beautiful, you need to have that as well. And that's exactly what we look for. Your stage presence, your confidence, the confidence with which you walk, the way you talk, and the way you handle a situation. When a question is given to you, we cannot decide what's a perfect answer, because nobody writes a perfect answer or defines one. But it's how you react at that moment and what comes from your heart, how well you can put that in within a few words and present it. That's exactly what we're looking at.
Yeah, of course, I'm very satisfied. Like I said, this is the first time we are hosting this Miss Universe Nagaland, and we have been organizing the Miss Nagaland pageant for the last 32 years. And in terms of the title, I think this is one of the biggest so far. We have been sending our girls even for the Miss Northeast, Miss India, Miss Diva, all those pageants as well. But this is really big, and we're expecting a good turnout. Of course, like many girls were little reluctant to come in the beginning because the title is very big. We have been trying to approach and encourage everyone to join from all the districts, but many people say it, many of the girls say it, the title is too big, they were a little scared. But we had a very good turnout today, 19 contestants, and all very good. And I think these are some of the best, that we have in our state. And I'm very proud, and whatever the results is, we have already announced the top 5. And from this top 5, whoever wins, I'm going to be very satisfied, and I'm going to be very confident, to send her to represent our state. Yes. They are from all parts of Nagaland. We had from Kohima, we had from Dimapur, Peran also someone came, Semeni also someone came, we had one from Mon also, Konyak girl. And I think different parts of the districts, I may not remember everything, because some are coming today on the spot itself, but they are from, all different parts of Nagaland.